Hello, welcome to Autofocus. In today's episode, I'll be doing a review of a rather new launch product. It's called 919X 2022 model. Second edition, you could say. I'll get back to that because there's actually two 2022 models. It is a little strange. Yes, I'll give you that. We will be doing the test on two cars, a rather new one. It's a Toyota Hybrid, and we'll be doing it also on an older Suzuki. And I'll get into that a little deeper, why we're actually going to do that, because even though it does a lot good, it actually also does some not as good. But anyway, since the box is here, I think I want to show you that. It's a very solid build, and it keeps the scan tool very secure. It even has a very nice feature here. You can open it up and keep adapters, cables, and whatever might be needed for it as well. So let's jump right into it. All right, I'm about to jump in the first test car, the Toyota Hybrid. Before I do, some brief product information I think is suitable. As mentioned earlier, it does come in two versions here in 2022. One of them actually having ECU coding. How to distinguish between the two of them can actually be quite difficult when you browse through eBay or Amazon or wherever you want to buy it. But the one with the ECU coding has 31 service or special functions, and the one without has 29. And the price is actually very similar also, only 50 or 60 euros between them. So paying that extra, I think, does make sense, because the ECU coding takes it to yet another level, or the customizations it's also called. Another one of its main highlights is it does key immobilizer. So if you have lost a key, you need to code it or buy an additional key. This one does it also. And it does bi-directional control as well. So thumbs up, and that's basically the three main reasons that I actually chose this one. It comes in a very solid casing around it. It seems overall very solid build. The screen is nice. It has physical buttons as well, and that was actually also one of the reasons why I chose this one. I tend sometimes to struggle a little bit with only a touch screen, so here you are able to navigate through the menus also by pushing a physical, by the way, nice rubber button as well. Yeah, overall very awesome. On the rear side, it has this solid built bracket, so it can be, yeah, you can hang it nice, secure around the steering wheel. That's basically it. I think we should fire it up. Jump in. So I'm now in the first test car, the Toyota Hybrid, and we'll just fire it up. And the first thing that pops into my mind is actually this. I know it'll be hard to see on the camera, but the background, which is supposed to be black, actually looks a little bit like if somebody has stepped on it, and yeah, I actually thought something were wrong with it, that it were broken, but I guess it's just the way it's supposed to look like. Anyway, now this is a menu which you meet, and it looks when you start up the scan tool, and it looks organized and very nice. And we'll jump directly into the diagnose. And what we'll do here, we will use its ability to do auto detect, basically retrieving the VIN from the car all by itself. It is a function it does well, without any problem at all. Yes, this is a Toyota. And here it says, Toyota Auris with a high voltage battery. It's fine. And one thing more that you'll notice, if you have a really sharp eye, actually, that in some of the dialog boxes that pops up, many of them, also this one, There's actually missing a space between the comma and the letter after. And in my opinion, it's definitely some low-hanging fruits. If you want to develop a product, please ensure that the grammatics in the software is actually correct. Otherwise, it seems a little, yeah. And once again, I don't know if you're able to see, but there is missing a space, and it's, yeah. Anyway, so what it does right now is immediately once it chooses AutoVan and it has detected the car, it automatically makes a health report, basically scanning all systems in the car, and it does it well. It highlights with red if there is a fault on the car, just like you saw now. And once done, yes, it creates its own diagnostic report, and it shows which car it is, the mileage, and you're able to see which company is it. If you have a workshop with a company name and all that, you can type it in, and you, just like I basically did there, and you can scroll down and see this is the report. And this is basically, I just shifted tires, I have not coded them yet, so it pops in as an error. And you are basically able to share it. If you have a customer or whomever is interested in getting this report. So that is very nice. Great. So right now we have scanned our modules, and I want to move a little bit further. I'm going now into the engine control module. So what we have here is, of course, we can dig a little deeper if there were any faults on it. Read freeze frame, the fault, what were the different values when it came. And then we come to the first pretty advanced part. It's an actuation test, or its ability to do bidirectional control. So, and as you can see, there's actually quite a lot here. Basically, it connects to the vehicle. It on the, how to say, it has a good ability to talk with all the actuators motors on the car. I'm basically able to control anything which is related to the engine control unit, and it works well. Right now I'm popping into the data stream, and it's basically all the data and values connected to that you are able to see. Everything that the engine control unit basically is getting as input. So if I want to see any of the values, I need to mark it here. You can just OK. Then it pops into a, you could say, a different screen saying, okay, you have chosen these two data, you want to see what are their values. It is somewhat fine, you could say, and I'm able to see it on a graph. Let's see. Okay, I need to press combine. So you can see it's a little choosing and a lot of, and here comes the graph. And that's actually fine. It makes different colors depending on which value is it that you're looking at, and it works fine. It is fast responsive, the graph as well. But I find it a little flip-flopping around a lot. Actually, I need to go back again. On the iCar soft, I just tested the value were there at all time at the right of the screen. I didn't need to, so to say, mark and then go into a new menu. If I want to see it as graph, I need to once again mark them again, and then it comes. It seems a little a lot work, basically, which is proven by the iCarSoft not needed. Anyway, basically you have the option to select all at once, and then basically having all the values to the right. And that is of course nice, but just be aware that then it actually takes a little time. You cannot just scroll down completely effortless. It needs to think a little bit. So yeah, that is the data stream. But once you get used to it, I guess it's not a big problem. Special function. And this is where the fun part really begins, because this is where we have the customizations. And what you see here is basically all the customization that this car has available. It's not what is connected to the engine control unit at all. It is the same no matter which unit you're on, then this is what is available. But I will give you an example of what it actually is. Illuminated entry as an example. And basically that's when you come from outside, you want to go into the car, and the inside lighting of course turns on, and when you close the door, how much time in this case does it take for it to turn off the light? And I can press set, and I have two other values to choose from. So it's not like a limitless parameter where you can type in whatever you want and the car reacts to that. It's not like that. It is parameters which are predefined, I believe, from the factory more than it's actually from launch. Want to go out again. I can also, for instance, when I approach the car, the light turns on. I can turn it off. If I go into the warning, and you might also see that it actually takes some time for it to, enter the modules and the commands that we give the launch. It is a little slow in my opinion, but it gets really bad when we move into the other car, the older Suzuki. I think all these customizations that we are doing right now, it's also depending on which car you are in, and I believe the newer the car, the more parameters you are able to change. But also, this is not a high-end car. I think if it were a more expensive car, you would have more options as well. But as an example, I'm able to turn off, I already did that actually, the front passenger side seatbelt warning buzzer. If you are buying groceries and you place something on the seat, it's annoying, it makes that buzz. So yeah, to give you an example, there are a lot of parameters that you're actually able to work with, and that is basically the ECU coding part of it. So right now we are going to go back again. I think I can press this one. Yes, I want to exit. I'm using the physical button now. Okay. Then I think what's also interesting, it should hang like this. Sorry. All right. We're ready to move on. We are going into the reset functions or the service functions right now. 31, as mentioned previously. Not all basically suits every car. And one thing that strikes me is actually this particular Toyota, it does have a high voltage battery. It is a hybrid. And it actually also says in the function that it is feasible for also Toyota Lexus. But I don't want to spend any more time than I need to do, so I'm not going to run through this rehearsal once again. But I can tell you, it does not connect to the high voltage battery here. So I'm not able to do those tests that it's intended for. But yeah, it's from oil reset to immobilizer. We talked about that, key coding. adaptations, this and that, gearbox relearn, it is a lot. And it's definitely, at this point you could say, if it actually connects to your car, of course, you would be able to do a workshop on a professional level with this tester, in my opinion. Yeah, so I want to show you one thing more. We're going right into the diagnose again. Right now I want to enter through the history, so we are not making it auto win. I'm doing a quick access to the Toyota we are in, because it is actually a little strange that when I enter the car through the quick access, you're actually getting more options or coming into another menu that was not accessible when we did it by auto detect. And here it is. So first of all, vehicle mileage read. I was not able to go in and see that. Not in a menu like this anyway. I can just use this button. And ADAS calibration, I was not able to see that either. And system selection, it's fine, this is just manual. And I actually see now I'm using the button, and that works nice, well, it's very good. And we have the customization here. So it is, and there you see all the customizations once again. But I find it strange that there are features here which I would not have seen if I went through auto detect. Yes. Okay. Battery voltage. At all time you can always press this button and it will show you immediately what is the voltage on your starting battery. If we go into this, IM, emission related data. Basically a quick overview. Are all the emissions protocol, are they okay? And that's actually nice because it's an immediate way of understanding that. We can move into the data. We have a diagnostics report which has been created, it's saved there. Diagnostic trouble code library, I'll get back to that. But it does not have all codes in the world. I have myself tried to learn that. If we go down to upgrades, basically right now it is on Wi-Fi. So I could basically just say update and immediately I'll get those 3 updates which now are available. It's very intuitive and easy to understand. Regarding upgrades, when you buy it, you have 2 years of free upgrades. And we have the settings. And this is also where you are able to type in workshop information. So right now we have it hooked up to the older Suzuki, and this time this car does not have auto detect because it's simply too old for that. So we're gonna do it manually. It's fine. Because, and we can, yeah, I'll get to that. It does have automatically search. And you can see, even though it's not auto win, it finds it extremely easy. It does it well. But now we are gonna generate the same health report we just did on the Toyota. And I can already tell you now, I'm gonna have to make a cut in the video because or if I haven't lost you already, I'm gonna lose you now because it takes so much time to do this report. As I said, I did it earlier on the CR Max Microsoft, and I don't know, it took like 1/10 of the time. So I'm gonna cut right now, and then I'll be seeing you in an hour. So the report is done, and by looking at the clock, you're able to see it took 5 minutes. In my opinion, that is way too long. 5 minutes, it's insane. Okay, enough about that. We have a fault and it displays it nice. You can see it's red and it says what error code it is. It's fine. It's fine. So we're gonna read the fault code. So, and now it actually has a very nice feature. I think it's, do I press help? I cannot, or code search? Yes. So by pressing code search, it immediately goes into Google, has already written the code in the search field. And I have to say it's brilliant. And you are able to browse along like you are on Google. That is nice. Which apart from the extremely long time it took to read all those modules, it was actually only 5, wasn't it? The thing that I can quick access on the internet immediately, it has already written the error code in the search field. That's very nice. I honestly think so. But the speed that it took to gain or to enter those modules, it's simply too slow. And it is, I tend to think it is a little slow when I operate it. So that is a little annoying. And I think for some, it's simply going to be a deal breaker. Yeah. Yes. So, and one thing I'm missing is actually, I don't understand why, since it is a tablet, we already saw it can go on Google. There is no browser function in it. So you cannot just open Chrome or whatever and use it as a normal tablet. The iCarsoft, you were able to do that at any time. Go directly on Google, YouTube, whatever you want. It also had quick access to Autodata and other nice stuff that you would want in your workshop. And I really hope that Launch is able to integrate that into this unit, because in my opinion, that is a big lack. Anyway, that's it for the Suzuki. Let's wrap it up. So guys, that's about it. But basically, if you're able to live with the drawbacks, it being slow sometimes, a little messy in the menus, and sometimes the special function does not suit your car. If you can live with that, then you get a scan tool which is nice, solid build, does key immobilizer, bidirectional control, and offers ECU coding. Then it's a fine tool, definitely. Anyway, I hope you like this video, and I wish you everybody a nice day and stay safe. Take care.